Air conditioning is the latest attempt by companies to get us to go back into the office. Let's take a look.
Back to the office. We've been talking about it a lot here at Yahoo Finance. Companies doing all they can, trying their best.
But why are they trying their best? Why are they trying to get people back into the office in the first place?
To get employees back into the office. Free food, the promise of rebuilding interpersonal connections, free happy hours.
Okay, look, free food and free happy hours might bring me back into the office on days where those things are present.
But get this, the one thing that might get people back into the office, some say, are air conditioning.
Are you serious? Air conditioning? If you're not paying your employees well enough to where they can afford air conditioning, you're doing something wrong. It also probably doesn't offset the cost of gas when you're commuting. And this is America, so you're probably driving.
Whether or not that could do the trick. Here in our office, I can confirm it is an ice box.
You're welcome.
On the 9th floor where our desks are.
But why not have an ice box at home?
It is freezing. Dave, I know you're a big fan of air conditioning, but is that enough for you?
Okay, so this anchor is relating to the icebox thing, but her job is to show up on camera with all these people and present the news. You can't really emulate that at home without building a studio at home.
I absolutely love it cold. I had first said I'm not buying this trend at all because I have a 2-hour hot, sweaty commute.
Yeah.
That's right, 2-hour hot, sweaty commute in your car that doesn't have air conditioning because the company is saving the money so that they can force you to go into the office where they have a little bit of air conditioning.
But when you think about those that don't have central air at home, and it is upwards of 90, 95, anywhere in the state of Texas, it's north of 100 degrees. In Denver, Colorado, it's 95. Yes, if you don't have central air, absolutely. You're talking about 8 hours when you're trying to be effective. And
I will sit in a Starbucks over sitting in an office.
trying to grind out a hard workday. I think this is a definite draw back to the office. Now, a caveat, Houston, Dallas, and Austin already were the 3 highest return to office cities in the country.
Crazy.
And that's where it's the hottest. But I definitely buy this. How about you, Rochelle?
I don't buy it, but let's see what Rochelle has to say.
I mean, it does make sense because even if you do have air conditioning, when you look at what your bills are looking like to try and keep your air conditioning running when it is so hot outside, it makes sense. There was a company, Energy Saver, they say they recommend setting your AC to 78 degrees when you wake up, 85 during the day, and 82 when you go to bed.
So she's literally trying to make the argument that running your air conditioning costs more than commuting 2 hours in a hot box. Okay, maybe I'm conflating the two anchors, but you get my point.
So that you can save money. You're better off just going into the office. I'm not sleeping in 80, 85 degree temperatures. It's too much.
To be fair, that is too much, and she needs to fix her air conditioning.
Too much.
It is too much. I mean, it's interesting here when we talk about this. This is all from a Wall Street Journal article, and they were talking to people.
Of course, Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal is, of course, the premier boomer news publication that has been advocating that everybody goes back to the office. Millennials don't want to work, and we should all be grateful that we can serve our corporate overlords for whatever pittance that we get.
About their commutes, what they do to stay cool until they get to the office, which has the air conditioning. A couple of helpful tips, which I didn't even know were available. One person applies anti-perspiration sunscreen. Should maybe give that a go for your 2-hour trip. Maybe
What the hell is anti-perspiration sunscreen?
that will help you cool off during the 2 hours into the office. He bikes to work. He wears a ventilated helmet in order so he's not sweating, so he doesn't show up to the office where then it will be much colder. But, you know, I think we're onto something here.
No, I don't think you're onto something. You're missing the point. Unless you're required to go to a studio, or if there's like a physical reason why you need to be at, quote, work instead of doing work at home, you shouldn't have to be at the office. You should get paid enough to afford air conditioning, enough to keep your home comfortable, and not go into the office. The video that we're watching is trying to validate insufficient compensation to the point where you can't afford a comfortable home. Think about it.
Well,
I think the question is what happens in the fall and winter.
Well, I was just going to say, I think it begs the question when the winter and our heating bills are going to skyrocket based on the cost of energy these days, and natural gas you've seen go through the roof costs over the last 6 to 12 months. So that will be another, then you might have a little downturn and then a real return to the office in the winter when people are freezing and don't want to pay those extreme costs, Rochelle, to heat their homes.
You gotta pay one way or another. You either pay your heating bill and stay comfy at home, or you pay gas so you can spend an hour each way to go to work and suffer with a whole bunch of other people who are stinking up the place.
I mean, it's either that or they're just going to see this snow and be like, no, I don't fancy that. I just want to stay home. I don't care what it costs.
That's right. I want to stay home. Obviously, this being a work from home centric channel, I do not agree with a lot of the things that they said in that video. And it is clear to me that people are trying to justify going to the office without considering the alternate costs that are incurred by having to go into the office. So in this case, you're not paying air conditioning costs at home, but you are paying gas to go into the office. You're not paying heating costs at home during the winter, but you're paying gas to go to the office. Is it worth it? Not really. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, smashing the like button, hitting all the different things. And if you didn't like this video, drop a comment, tell me why. And with that said, I'm out. Bye.